Hi, welcome to Tye Food. On this episode, I'm going to show you what to do to prepare your own homemade bacon. Now, I've only done this one other time besides this, and I did it 3 different ways just to see which way I like the best. And I'm pretty much going to go off of memory of what I did and going to go through it. So the first thing I need to do, I need to find out exactly how much my pork belly weighs. Now, I'm guessing it's around a 13-pound pork belly from what, if I remember correctly. I bought this up in upstate New York in Oswego, a little place called Davis Brothers. They're a grocery distributor, and this pork belly, which you can see is really quite massive here. I only paid like 25 bucks for this, so it was like $2 a pound, if that. It was really reasonable for pricing. So what we want to do here, we want to get our scale turned on, and we got to try to make sure it tears out. I want to be pounds and ounces here. Now I'm going to add my pork belly in to this dish, and we're at 10 pounds 11 ounces. So we're going to call that 10 pounds for the sake of doing the curing salts. So now we know how much that bad boy weighs. Must be the other one I had was a 13-pounder. Okay, so we're good there. Let me, before I go any further, let me wash my hands real quick here. A little soap and water action. Get these good and clean so I can mix my ingredients and all the other stuff I'm about to do. Alrighty. Hey, look at that, I got a towel right here. Alright, so now that that's out of the way, and I know I got a 10-pound pork belly to work with, I can get this out of the way, and we can start mixing stuff up. So, make sure I'm not setting that in any pork juice here. I've got my black gold and I got my roasted garlic paste. When I did this last time, I mixed some garlic paste with the black gold and I rubbed it all over the bacon. And I went from here into my dish with my salt cure. And it worked pretty good for me. Now, I did find out that the more salt you use, the saltier it got. So, you want to be careful of that. So I'm not going to use as much salt this time. But I'm going to put 3 tablespoons of roasted garlic paste in here. And we're going to do half as much for the black gold. So we're going to have 3 tablespoons of roasted garlic paste and 1.5 tablespoons of black gold. Now, I know not everybody has the black gold, and you're probably all wondering when I'm going to release the ingredients for black gold. Well, hate to say it, I'm not. I'm going to hang on to that one. And if you've seen any of my other videos where I showcased my barbecue sauces, I'm not giving that up either. Sorry. You're just going to have to wait until I start bottling it and selling it to get any. Hate to be that way, but the whole reason I started this was to make money so I can start bottling and selling sauces. So, we got that. And got a half tablespoon measuring here. So, there's 1. And there's 2. And you know what? That looks like plenty right there. I didn't really measure it last time, I just kind of squeezed it in there. So, we're going to stick with just 1 tablespoon of black gold. Because that looks like it's plenty. And I got a spoon here. We're just going to mix this in. Make kind of like a roasted garlic slurry with black gold in it. And this will make it easier to slather all around the pork belly. Now, I did mention I'm using curing salt. You can probably make your bacon without the curing salt, and I did some research on it before I went ahead and decided to use curing salt. And all the research I did and all the recipes I looked at for what people were doing, they were all using the curing salts. And last time I did say I made 3 ways. I did one batch without the curing salt. And it come close, but it just didn't quite taste like bacon without the curing salt. Now, don't get me wrong, it was good, and it was probably, some people would argue, it was probably better for you, but you use such little amount of curing salt, it's really not going to make that much of a difference. And you kind of need the nitrites and the curing salt to kill bacteria. So, if you don't use the curing salt, it may not last as long. I can tell you that much. I don't know from previous experience myself about how long it'll last because, well, it didn't last very long here. We ate it. So I'm going to set the black gold off to the back, get me a knife here. And what I want to do is I want to cut this into strips. And first thing I'm going to do is take this edge off and make it a nice clean edge. Now I'm not getting rid of that. I'm going to use that. But we're going to cut it right about here. And probably being as thawed out as it is, it don't cut as good for me. Might have something to do with the cheap knife I grabbed too, but that's alright. So, get this cut off. I'm going to set this off to the side because I'm going to do this in another dish. And also, when you salt cure this, it's going to firm up. So, it'll be easier to cut into bacon pieces too. I'm going to have to wash all those I slid. But anyways, so you want to kind of get an idea of whereabouts you want to cut this to fit in your dish. And I'm liking right about in there. Alright, and my camera woman provided me with a little bit better cutting utensil here, so I'm going to go ahead and grab it. Hopefully this one will cut better. Oh yeah, what a world of difference. Alrighty, so we got that pretty much ready to go in there. So let me take a moment here, slide that underneath the meat so I don't knock it off. Wash my hands again because we want to get the salt mixture done that we're going to put on this so that we can get a little bit in the bottom. So after I slather the top here, I can slather, or sorry, this is the bottom of it. After I slather the bottom of this with my roasted garlic paste mixture, I'm going to put it down into the salt mixture that we're going to put down in this Pyrex. So let me wash my hands real quick. You don't want to take any chances when you're working with raw meat because you never know what could happen. And some people are a little overcautious, but there's nothing wrong with that. There, my hands are washed. Do a quick dry here. Alright, salt mixture. I'm going to set this off to the side real quick. Give me a little counter space here. Alright, so for salt, I got my pink salt and I got my regular salt. And I'm going to use both in this. Just because I can, or not if I can't get it open. There we go. Alright, so I got a half measuring cup here. So I want to do half a cup of the pink. Now don't confuse the pink Himalayan sea salt with pink curing salt. They look nothing alike. As you can see here, this is your pink curing salt, and this is your pink sea salt. Not even close. And it is not a curing salt. It just has different minerals in there and flavor. And I got regular, all-natural Morton sea salt. I'm going to do half a cup of that as well. Alright. Now, we want to take this chance to impart as much flavor into the bacon as we can. And I can't really say that I noticed all the seasonings I had in it last time when it was all said and done. But I'm sure that whatever I did imparted some flavor to it. But let me tell you, it was good. It was definitely good, and I really don't have a whole lot left. That's why I'm taking the opportunity to make some more here. And unfortunately, this is the last pork belly I have, but I found out that there is a farmer down the road from me, about 15-minute drive, and I can go there and get fresh butchered pork, so I'm going to have to check that out. And we're going to do a 1/4 cup of granulated garlic, because I want to get as much garlic flavor into this as I can. And this one is onion powder. So we're going to do a 1/4 cup of that, keeping it even. And don't worry about them chunks that just fell in there. They'll incorporate. I'll break them up. And there's that. And now I got my smoked paprika. Because yes, I like my smoked paprika. Even though I'm going to smoke the pork belly, this will help impart some smokiness along with the black gold. Because really, I don't think you can get bacon too smoky. So I got 1 teaspoon of this. And it'll help with the coloration of it too. And I'm not putting so much in that it's really going to overwhelm it. So I'm not really too worried about that. So now, the curing salt. On the curing salt, it tells you somewhere on here how much you're going to need. Here we go. Now, on this it says to use only 2 teaspoons for 10 pounds of meat. Now, if you remember, not too long ago here, I said 10 pounds is what we're going to call this. So, I'm going to need 2 teaspoons of my curing salt to mix into this. And it just happens to fit in there. So there's 1. Because we're going to use this rub for the whole thing, or this salt mixture. So, and there's 2. And just a dash more, just for good measure. Small dash, more like a pinch. But you want to make sure you've got enough in there. But you don't want to put too much in either, because it can get the mixture awfully salty. And that's the problem I had last time, is I used too much of this mixture and it was salty. And I think I started with too much salt also. And then adding in some buck seasoning when I did it last time, you know, that just amplifies the salt content. I've opted to leave my buck seasoning out of it this time. I don't think we need it the way I've got this mixed up. Just making sure I get it thoroughly mixed here, break up any chunks that come to the surface. And this, you know, can be slightly labor intensive, because after we get it in this dish, and you're going to cover the dish with a lid, and then you're going to put it in the refrigerator, and you're going to let it sit for about 5 days. Now, every day, and I mean every day, every like 24 hours, so about this time tomorrow, and for the next 5 days, you're going to want to pull the bacon out as it's curing and flip it over. So it's going to go in this side down, and then tomorrow I'm going to flip it over, put the fat side down like it's sitting now. And then the next day I'm going to flip it over again. And you want to do this every day, because you're going to see what they call a brine forming in the mixture, which means it's pulling liquid out. So you want it to be in contact with that liquid, because that liquid's got the curing salts and all that in it. And that's what helps cure the bacon. And I think I've got this mixed good enough. There is some chunks I can... Yeah, see, I lost it already. There's one. Not too bad though. You know, just a few here and there. And it's mostly of the onion powder, so it's not going to hurt nothing. So I'm going to set this off to the side here. Keep my spoon ready to go. And let's grab my dish again. Now I want to go ahead and get a decent layer sprinkled out on the bottom of this. I can already smell the smokiness from the paprika. And that looks like it should be more than enough there. I'm going to scoop a little bit back out here. Because you really don't want too much in here. Like I said, it got salty on me last time. So, but that's how you learn. And when I put this in here, the water's going to mix with this down here as well. So, alright, so now I want to put some healthy dollops of this on here. And I'm going to rub this around on this. Just like so. And you want to get this coated, because this will help sit and flavor the bacon. And don't forget, with the black gold in there, that's a natural tenderizer. So it'll help tenderize the bacon too. So if you like your bacon crispy like I do, it's going to be that much more, tender when it gets crispy. Almost like fall apart type. You want to make sure you get the sides and all that. And you can see I got a nice rub on this now. I'm going to go right into the dish. Give it a press down into that salt mixture. Nice healthy dollop on top here. Rub it in. There we are. Just like so. And this is pretty much all I got to do to prep this, really, for that. Now, just sprinkle salt mixture. Make sure you get around the sides. Like you're going to season it for the grill, which essentially we are. Make sure you use enough, but you don't want to use too much, Just like so. I think I've probably got plenty on here. Again, I'm a little shy of putting too much on because I don't want it salty like I had last time. And that looks like a good healthy coat. And there we are. All I got to do is put my lid on this and go right into the fridge. I'm going to go ahead and cut the camera off in a little bit here and finish this up. But that's basically all you got to do. You just follow these simple steps and you too can have homemade bacon. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Check out my Facebook group, Tye Food. I'm on Twitter under Tye Food, and Instagram is Tye Food on YouTube. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good one.